Today, I want to go ahead and start building our mega base. Now, I've never built a mega base before, but what I was essentially thinking of doing is turning this entire area around my floating island into one giant city. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be doing all of that today because that would be a lot of content for one episode, but for today's video, I essentially wanted to turn this entire front portion here by the beach or by the water into a residential area, because once the entire city is complete, my goal is to have everything sectioned off. That way it looks a lot more aesthetically pleasing and it looks a lot more organized, and I think that would just make everything look better in general. Now, the first thing that I actually wanted to do today is come up with a few designs for some houses. So I was thinking of doing 4 or 5 designs, and once I had all of them, I was kind of planning on just maybe terraforming a little bit and then just kind of placing the houses wherever I feel like they would fit in, and then afterwards we could do some decorative stuff. And then that's kind of my entire plan for today. I am looking at this river here, or this little man-made river that I made. I could actually do something really cool here. I could put a little bridge and maybe expand the river a bit, and then put some houses over there, make a little, I guess a little cul-de-sac type area. And then, we could have some beach houses or something. I don't know. The main theme that I'm going for isn't really a modern theme, so I do need to keep that in mind. I'm kind of going for more of a kingdom theme, or a castle theme. So I do want this to be my own little village eventually, and I'm gonna put a wall around all of my land and all of that. So I do have some really good ideas. I just gotta remember to stick to the theme that I'm going with. But yeah, no, I think everything's gonna turn out good. Like I said, I do want to get some designs going, so I'm gonna hop into a super flat world and see what I can come up with, and then we can just kind of go from there. Alright, so I went ahead and put together a few designs for the houses that we're going to build today, and this is what I came up with. So pretty much what I wanted to do for these designs was I wanted to make a couple of different tiers for them. So pretty much I didn't want to just have a bunch of fancy houses that would be super expensive in resources. I kind of wanted to have a few basic designs in the mix, that way it wouldn't take me a bajillion years to get all of the materials for this. So as you can see, the first and the last design are going to be the fancier houses, and then the two in the middle are going to be the basic ones. And I think what I was planning on doing was using this third design the most, just because it's going to be the cheapest. I mean, I still am going to be using the fancy house designs, but I think just not as much as the other two. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bunch of terraforming really quick and just flatten out a bunch of areas. And then I also want to kind of dig out a few foundations for each of these houses and kind of just estimate how many resources I'm going to need for this. Alright, so we are back in the hardcore world, and let me tell you, I got a ton of work done today. So like I said, I went ahead and did a bunch of terraforming, so I pretty much took out an entire chunk of the mountain right there, and then I also flattened a couple of areas down by the shore. And then also, I went ahead and dug out a few holes in the ground, because these holes are where the houses are actually going to go. So these 3 holes right here, I believe are the third design, and then that's going to be where the tower goes, and then this is going to be one of the fancy houses. And then over here, hold up, let me go on this hill really quick. And then over here, I think I am going to have a staircase leading up from right there up to this hill area, because I think I'm going to turn this into a little village, honestly. And instead of doing a bunch of outlines, because there's a giant cave underneath all of this, I decided I would just do a bunch of little pillars. So for each pillar, it kind of represents which design I'm going to use. So obviously for this one, it's just 1 block, so I'm going to put the first design there. This one is 3 blocks, so that's going to be the third design. That one's the 4th design, so on and so forth. Really quick side note, after playing the horror series for the past few videos, I'm not going to lie, I'm still freaked out. I keep expecting something to come out of the woods and just jump scare me. I keep waiting for it to happen, and it's not happening, and that in itself is kind of freaking me out a little bit. So I have to kind of keep reminding myself that I'm safe in this world. There's no monsters in this other than the ones that are in the original game. So I'm safe here. But yeah, other than that, I think I was just gonna have another little staircase, a little path leading down to this area, and then we're gonna have a few more houses here. I might do a few more than this. I'm not really too sure. I think the total is only gonna be like 18 houses, which I don't know if that qualifies for enough to be like a city. I feel like this is just more gonna be like a village, but I mean, I'm fine with that. I essentially just want to turn this entire landscape into a kingdom in the future. So I do have a bunch of big plans, but I think first things first, I want to get these houses built, and I also want to get some villagers put in here because their village not doing super great. I'm I'm not gonna lie, I kind of messed it up and I feel bad. So I'm gonna give them some free homes. Okay, so really quick, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like one section at a time, and then I'll kind of do like a little showcase with some commentary, and then I'll just move on to the next section and do the same thing. So I'm gonna start with this section here, the lowest, and then we will see how it looks. All right, there we go. And the first section is complete. And let me tell you, this looks beautiful. So this is what we have so far. This looks amazing, absolutely amazing. There is still a lot of stuff that I want to do to this section. Like I want to do a lot of decorating, and I want to make a path connecting everything, and then I also want to put a bridge right here, but I think I'm going to do all of the decorating at the end. I mainly just want to get all of the houses in place and make sure everything looks good where it is before I do all of the decorations. So yeah, no, that looks absolutely stunning, and yeah, I guess with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the second section. Alright, and the second section is complete, and let me tell you, this actually looks so beautiful. Let me go ahead and head up to my island here. I gotta get a good view for you guys because, again, this looks fantastic. Take a look at this. Oh my god, that looks so cool, dude, I love this. So, I did a little bit of terraforming as well because I wanted these to look a little more natural. I didn't want it to just be on like a completely flat surface. Now, I'm not gonna leave these like this. I am gonna be putting a bunch of decorations here, and I'm also gonna do a bunch of like stone pathways leading from the houses to like, you know, other houses and other buildings in general. So yeah, there's a lot of decoration that needs to be done, but again, like I said, I'm gonna do that at the end. Yeah, no, I'm loving this so far. I'm actually loving this so much. This is turning out far better than I expected, which doesn't actually happen a lot. Now, for the other two sections, because they are pretty small compared to the first two, I think I'm actually just gonna do them at the same time and then showcase the entire thing once I'm done. And then afterwards, we can go ahead and decorate everything. All right, the village is complete. Let's see how it looks. So this is how all of the buildings look combined. And let me just say, this turned out far, far better than I expected. Like I said, I was a little concerned about the placement in this like middle area right here. I was worried it was gonna be a little crammed, but I think it actually looks perfect. Now, I did want to put like a little fountain in the center of that, but I actually don't know if I'll have space for that just because of all of the pathways that I'm gonna make. So, speaking of pathways, that is the next thing that I want to do. I want to connect everything here. And then for the decorations, I think what I wanted to do was essentially just put like a few fence posts here and there, and then put some lanterns on top of those. And then I also wanted to surround, or not surround, but I wanted to fill this area in the village with pine trees. So I was gonna do those spruce trees over there, and I was just gonna put them all in the village. And I honestly think that's all that I had planned for the decorations. Again, I did want to put a bridge over here by the river. I wanted to put a bridge right there, and then, yeah, no, I think that's everything though. I didn't really have too much planned for decorating all of this, but I honestly think that's gonna make this entire village look a lot more full. So, I do have some stone bricks on me. Let's get to placing this pathway. Okay, so, I do have a few stone bricks on me. I actually don't have as much as I thought. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a few stone bricks in front of every house. And then if I don't have enough to connect everything, I think that's fine for now. I think the main thing I want to do is just make this area look more like full. So the pathway isn't my main concern today. So yeah, again, let me place a couple of stone bricks in front of each of the houses, and then I think that should be good for now. If I need to add more in the future, I will. But the other thing is I also want to add like staircases leading up the hills and down the hills, and I also wanted to use stone bricks for that, so I do kind of want to prioritize a little bit. But yeah, I think just a few stone bricks in front of each house is good for now. I need to get more food. I desperately need more food. I have been doing this entire project on like 4 pieces of fish. I am actually so happy with how this turned out though. Again, like I was so nervous to do this because I was so scared that it wasn't going to turn out good, but I am beyond happy with this project. And I'm really happy that I finally decided to actually start building my village or my city, because I've always wanted to build one of those. I've always wanted to make my own like village or city or whatever, and I've never committed to it. So it feels really, really good to actually, you know, be committing to this. Alright, so I believe that is all of the pathways. I gotta get a crafting table. I do have one over there for some reason. So let me turn these into staircases, and then we can go ahead and place those. I do need to chop down all of those trees back there and turn those into fences, because I think I used all of my spruce wood on trapdoors, because I actually am gonna need a bunch of those. My plan was to essentially just like under the windows of every house, I wanted to put a bunch of bushes and just like surround those bushes with trapdoors. And then I also wanted to put some trapdoors like above the windows, kind of as like I guess like not a roof, but like a balcony type thing. Okay, so we got 60 stairs. Don't think that's gonna be enough, but we'll try it. And actually, I think 60 stone brick stairs might have been enough. We are, oh god, it's almost nighttime again. Dude, I swear, I sleep every like 3 minutes in this game. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, that was enough. Beautiful. I actually don't know if I got this tower. Let me check it really quick. Yeah, no, I gotta go sleep, because apparently, oh, this doesn't need stairs. Okay, nice. Yeah, no, I swear to god, I just slept like 3 minutes ago. I don't understand how I have to sleep again. That is so crazy. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, because this is taking a while, I'm gonna go ahead and build the fountain, and then I'm gonna build the bridge right there. I'm gonna place all of the lanterns, get some bone meal, place some spruce trees, and then just kind of give you guys a showcase on the final look of everything. And then I think we can call it good for today. All right, the village is complete. All of the decorations are finally done. This took so very long, but I think this has exceeded all of my expectations by a long shot. So I'm gonna give you guys a good bird's eye view from up here on the mountain, and then I'm gonna walk you guys through the village as well, and then I think that should be good for the video today. So this is the final product of our village. Obviously, I went ahead and added a bunch of trees everywhere just to make it look a lot more full. And then of course, I did add the fountain in the center of the main part of the village, as well as some fence posts with lanterns on top. And then I also added a little bridge right there. It's very small, but it actually does a lot for the build. I think it adds a lot of detail, and it really completes that section there. So we still have some trees growing right now. Not all of them are fully grown, but I think even just the trees that have grown so far, I think it actually does enough. Like, I think it fills in the village a lot, but obviously you have some, you know, tree saplings in between some of the houses that haven't grown yet. I actually don't know if some of them will, because they are very close to the houses. So really quick, before I give you guys the walk through the village, I think I'm gonna end the video here. So if you guys did enjoy and you want to see more content like this, definitely make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in the next one.